I think the president deserves commendation for taking this bold step. This is one action that several presidents have shied away, from implementing. This report has been a subject of reference in discussion around cutting the cost of governance because over time we've seen institutional rivalry that has undermined governance and delivery of effective services to Nigerians. And that report contains expansive recommendations on the need to rationalize or cut down or whatever word you use. So we are delighted to see that the president has taken this bold step. But we wait to see the implementation, though a timeline has been set. We hope that, these institutions that will be merged or will be subsumed other agencies or some that will be scrapped, implemented. One, I think it's important to note that from what we have read from the presidency, it appears that the recommendations are not adopted whole scale. And what I mean is there are more agencies and institutions that should be scrapped and should be merged. But the list that we saw, in my understanding, it's not exhaustive. So will we expect more rationalization? I think this is a question that the presidency needs to answer, but it's good they've taken this step, but there are more agencies that should be scrapped. And if you situate this within the context of cutting the cost of governance, looking at the number of agencies and institutions, I think that we need to look at the cost-benefit analysis of this rationalization. How much is the country going to save from this particular action taken by the president? And it's significant. And if it's not, then perhaps we need to go back to the report and look at what additional agencies need to be scrapped and need to be subsumed. But this is a step in the right direction, and we look forward to the implementation of this in the long run. But it's also important to note that, and I read the statement, that this action taken will not affect the jobs of the Nigerians who are in those agencies. It's heartwarming to read because when you rationalize and you take this action, the people who work in those agencies will be uncertain about their future. And if I follow the discussion that you had in the last segment about, the socioeconomic conditions of Nigerians, we don't want a situation where this action will plunge Nigerians into more poverty. And so whatever action that is taken, there has to be a safety net for the Nigerians who work in those institutions.